I would like to welcome you on behalf of Pakistan International Airlines to a small gathering we have organized today. Basically, it's to apprise you of our new developments. First of all, let me introduce to our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Bernd Hildenbrand. Mr. Bernd Hildenbrand joined PIA earlier this year in February, and since then a lot of exciting things have been happening and very positive things, and I will let Mr. Hildenbrand give you more information on that. Mr. Hildenbrand?
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, I'm sorry that we are a little late, but we had some meetings in Farnborough. You all know right now we have the air show in Farnborough, and this is a good chance for us as an airline to meet customers, to meet clients, to meet all the people in the airline industry. And you know, we just found out it's faster to fly from Lahore to Karachi than coming from Farnborough back to London City. So it took nearly 2.5 hours. I'm really sorry for this. And there was even an accident on the road, so otherwise we would have been on time. Yeah, for me it's very, very exciting to be here, because United Kingdom is, I think, the most important destination for PIA. PIA has a long history, and I think we fly here to United Kingdom since 50 years, more or less.
More than 50 years.
More than 50 years. And this is not only a tradition, this is something very important for us. And therefore, we thought, being here in Farnborough, maybe it's a good possibility to talk to you, maybe to let you know what's going on in the company, what are our ideas, what are the things which hopefully come soon. But before I talk about this, maybe just a few words about myself. You know, my name is Bernd Hildenbrand. I joined PIA this year in February, which was very exciting for me, because I worked before that 38 years for Lufthansa German Airlines, and did this in many different kind of functions. And my last function was I was responsible for Asia in Lufthansa, working in Singapore. So I worked till end of January in Singapore and started 10th of February with PIA. Yeah, and I think one of the biggest tasks is to go ahead with PIA. PIA, you all know, has a very long history, a long heritage, but I think every airline has to change. And I think this is the most important thing what we have to do. We have to be at the modern times. We have to come to the same level other airlines are. Therefore, I had some time to analyze what's going on, and we had some ideas what we have to do. One of the first things was that our reliability means that all flights are really flying. This was something we had to improve. Right now we do fly more than 99% of our flights are really flying. This is very high in the industry. This is even higher than some of the very famous airlines. The next thing which was very important for us and for me is to improve our on-time performance, and I will explain a little bit more later on why this is so important. And then we started to work very hard in the management of PIA to improve our on-time performance. And to be honest, I'm very proud that the team and me, we really had a possibility to improve a lot. In the last weeks, we had an improvement of more than 20%. Or in other words, more than 90% of our flights are on time. I think this is something which is remarkable in the industry. This was one of the very important things. And the other thing what we are working right now is to improve our service. And service are many things. You know, service is the onboard product, its friendliness, and one thing is very important for me, the cleanliness of our aircraft. We started a program already in March, and we appointed one manager from the engineering department, and he now is responsible for the cabin. When I say cabin, it's cleanliness, but it's also the functionality of the cabin. I know we are not yet where we want to be, but we are on the right track. We will improve even more. And of course, there's also the other necessity. We have to also improve our hardware. Hardware is the seats. Hardware is the IFE on board. You all know what IFE means. IFE is the in-flight entertainment system. We do have some problems because our aircraft still have some cabin layouts which are not very new, and we are working very hard on this. And I've, where is he? Here. Commodore Imran here, he is responsible for procurement in PIA. He has a lot of work ahead. So since I joined, I think you got a lot of more gray hair. And we really want to improve there. And on top, we have to grow. PIA only has 38 aircraft. This is not really much. It's much better than it used to be. Some years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago, we were down to 18 aircraft. So we really did already play some catch up. Now we have 38 aircraft, but to be honest, Pakistan, and you know this much better than I know, most of you come from Pakistan, I guess, right? Pakistan is a huge country. 200 million people living in Pakistan. Many people are very young and they want to travel. And if you look at Pakistan, all over Pakistan, all the airlines in Pakistan have around 60 aircraft. This is not much. Yeah. And we are very much convinced that growing is the way forward. Therefore, what we are trying to do right now to get more additional aircraft. Today, this was one of the reasons we are here today, we are talking to one airline to take over some of their aircraft, which are very new aircraft. Especially long-haul aircraft. We want to take those aircraft hopefully very soon. We are still in discussion with this airline, and hopefully we can sign a contract with this airline pretty soon. And those aircraft will be basically state-of-the-art. They will have flatbeds, they will have the newest IFE, they will have all kinds of possibilities a normal new aircraft has right now. And I think this is one of the key points which is important for PIA and the development of PIA. And our idea is that these aircraft, we are talking to get 3 of those aircraft right now, they should come to your city, to London. London is our prime market. This is the market where we have 10 slots a week. And our idea is to go up and have more slots. We want to fly more often to London, but also to the rest of UK. UK in general is one of our biggest markets, and we want to improve our service there. But the most important market, as I said, is London. And when we have the first of those aircraft, we definitely will fly first to London. And we also think what else we can do, you know, especially on our domestic flights. Maybe you also are interested there. We want to improve. We also would like to have more aircraft for our domestic services. For instance, between Karachi and Lahore, Karachi and Islamabad, there are still some missing links in our network. We want to have more flights because we see that the demand is there, and we really want to have more flights, especially in the morning and the evening. So we are working very hard on this, and I think at the end of the year there are quite a few changes which you can see. Also, we are working, and Commodore Imran can explain a little bit more. We are also working on the improvement of our current fleet. You know, we have 777s flying for us. Some of the 777s come here to London. They also fly to Toronto. But as I said before, the hardware, the seats are not standard anymore. This is not industry standard, and we have a program to refurbish those aircraft in the near future. But this doesn't go from one day to another one. It takes time. You have to get all the materials, you have to get the seats, you have to get the IFE, you have to get new restrooms, new lavatories, you have to get new kitchens. This takes a little time, but we're working on this, and we are very hopeful that beginning of next year, one of our first 777s will be completely refurbished, and we can fly it also in a completely new service. We also work on our product in the term of food and beverage. We just started a huge program out of Karachi, Islamabad and Lahore. We have changed the menus. We did fly the menus for quite some time. Usually in an airline, the menus change every 3 to 4 months, and this is something we also want to do. Especially also out of London, we talk to our caterer here to improve also the food out of London. Hopefully very soon we can get this done. I talked to the management here already, and they will talk to the caterers very soon, and I'm sure we will have a much better product. For the new service, which we will call Premier Service, we also will hire new staff. We are just in the process to hire new hostesses, airline hostesses, and we will hopefully find 120 to 150 new stewardesses for PIA. And they will hopefully be trained fast. We will train them not only within PIA, we also will get some help from other airlines to train our staff that they are on top what the airline is doing. So this basically in a nutshell was what we are doing right now. A lot of work going on, and our goal is, as I said before, we want to grow, and we have some clear goals. We want to have many more aircraft in 2020, and our ultimate goal is that in 2025, which is not so far away, we would like to have about 100 aircraft. Don't worry, didn't hurt. This is our plan, but you know, we are very much convinced that Pakistan has a very strong demand. There are many people who want to fly, and the figures we have seen, especially all the domestic figures, show a growth of 8 to 10% per year. And of course, we want to be part of this. Yeah, sorry for talking so much, but I hope it was interesting for you. If you have questions, please let me know. Otherwise, yes, please go ahead.
From Prime TV. You've talked about individual improvements and upgradations and improving service. However, you've not thrown any specific light on the fundamental changes, structural changes.
Yes.
PIA's employee to aircraft ratio is about 485 to 500.
Yeah.
It's certainly high for any airline in the world.
Yeah.
Emirates, for that matter, maintains a ratio of 200. Turkish Airlines 100. So one issue that I would like to, what are you going to do about this? What about the PIA's offshore assets like Hotel Rosa Wallet and other hotels that they do? Most there have been ongoing rumors that you know they may sell them off or they put them on bidding or something. So what's going to be the status of those? And the oil prices which have been going down, would they have any bearing on your future policy?
Oh, many questions. Oil prices is something nobody knows. Of course, we are discussing all the time if we should hedge or not. Right now, it would have been a very bad decision to hedge fuel, because we would have lost a lot of money. But we are doing this regularly. We have always meetings just to talk, also to some providers, external providers. They also give us advice what is the best to do. But right now, nobody really knows what happens to the oil price. The decision of Great Britain to leave the EU also has some influence on it. We don't know what the influence will be. But right now, I believe that the oil price will not grow a lot in the next future. But we, as I said, we are talking about this. You know, you say that we have a lot of employees. Yes, we have many employees, but you know, PIA is doing many things on its own which other airlines don't do on their own. I'll just make an example. Other airlines don't have an own catering department, so they buy the food. We do our own catering still. So therefore, we do have quite a few employees there. But of course, we are watching this, but you know, we cannot just kick out everybody. This is not what we want to do. But we have a clear idea how to go in the future. And we want to expand. Therefore, we need the staff. And especially in maintenance, engineering, when we really can get those aircraft which we just talked about, we need also the staff to maintain those aircraft, because I think this is one of the strongholds of PIA. We have a very good engineering department, and we want to make it better. We also talk to other companies if they want to work in joint ventures with us, but this takes time, and this we cannot change in one day. It takes a little bit of time. You talk to our assets. Yes, we do have some hotels, but to be honest, this is too early for me to talk about it. I didn't have the time yet to really go in those things, but we have to think what we will do with this. One thing definitely we will do, we do have some offices which belong to PIA, and we think if we really should have those offices as our own property. This is something we are working on, and for instance, we are just thinking about closing our town office in Karachi. We have a town office in Karachi, but it's completely underused. So the idea is to close it down and open up a ticket office, for instance, in one of the hotels. going new ways. This is maybe also something which is interesting for you. We also have to invest in the future in IT. Right now, most of our sales is still going via travel agencies, which is not a bad thing. But of course, we also have to sell via direct sales. We need to be in the internet. We need to have WhatsApp and all those possibilities to sell more. For instance, we were not part of Amadeus. And we just are working on a contract with Amadeus that the people can book us much faster also from Europe. Those are the things we are working on, or in other words, we have to go in the future. We have to get rid of the old thinking. I think this is what was behind your question. I think you were first. There was another. Sorry, we should be fair.
PIA clientage has been declined since last PIA strike, and we haven't seen any changeable plan here, advertising, marketing, to increase the clientage here, especially from UK to Pakistan. There was no advertising, no special packaging. Half of the planes are still going empty, and we haven't seen any planning since then. Do you have any future plans, especially for the UK customers, to bring them back to the PIA?
You know, not only for the UK passengers, for all the passengers. This is our goal, you know. Of course, I talk a lot about UK, but this is something we have to do worldwide. On all our routes, we have to fill our aircraft, you know. And this is something we work very hard on, you know. We have our reservation system is Sabre. You heard about it, maybe some of you know it. And we are working very hard with Sabre to improve the sales possibilities. We had a lot of problems with blocked seats. Yeah, many travel agencies or many passengers blocked seats and they didn't use it. Now we have an own department looking at those flights and they clean the flights so that we can improve our load factors, and we did it. Our load factors went up by 10%. And this is it's a huge thing. So right now, of course, in Ramadan, the flights are not so full. But before Ramadan, we had load factors over 80%. And this is a good sign. And also here in UK, we do a lot. Yes, you are right. We didn't do a lot of advertisement. But, you know, let's wait till we have the premier service. And then we should talk about it. Yeah? And let's go step by step. We shouldn't do anything at the same time. We should go step by step. Oh. Now he was first, I'm sorry.
There were reports just 2 months before in Pakistan, also here, that the majority shares of the PIA, like 60%, will be sold out in July, and there will be bidding. So how far is these news truth or not? Another thing is that is there any plan to increase the flights between Pakistan and the UK? Not only from between London and Karachi or Islam, also
okay.
other cities.
Yes, you know, one of the cities which is very high on our list is Leeds, for instance. We would like to fly to Leeds, but the problem is the airport in Leeds is not ready for 777s. We would like to fly there. We used to fly to Leeds with the 310s, maybe you know, but the 310 will go out of our fleet this year. Yeah, we are still using the 310s, but you know, they are old. They're 25-year-old and they are not economic anymore. So we have to get rid of those. And therefore, we have to find a different option. But of course, we would like to fly more to UK, but it's also always a question of the possibilities. And there are also some other destinations which are very important for us, such as, say, Kuala Lumpur is very important destination. And one of the other countries which will be more important for us in the future is China. China, we have flights to Beijing, they're doing very well, and we hope to have more traffic rights to China also. We have to connect, you know, we have to connect Pakistan with the countries where many Pakistanis live. So we want to increase our flights to Toronto and also to New York.
What about the share, major shares? Are you
No.
Comment?
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's a suggestion,
Yes.
just question. There is a many good hotel near Heathrow Airport.
Yes.
And why do you choose the Marriott, which is very far and expensive? Is there any plan to reduce the unnecessary expenses?
You know, this is not always true. Not always the airport hotels are better. You know, we have special rates with this hotel, and we are happy with this.
And by the way, I'd like to add one thing is that proper bidding is conducted
Yes.
before we, go for. Nobody stops the hotels
Yes.
in proximity of the airport itself to bid
Mhm.
at a better rate.
Mhm.
This is the best that we choose.
Yes.
Thank you.
Excuse me, the PIA has been in a...
You could introduce yourself first.
Yeah,
Just
just
to be shared from the Asian Sunday newspaper.
Okay.
It's based in Bangkok. PIA has been under tremendous pressure, financial crisis, has been under losses.
Mhm.
With all your planned package,
Mhm.
how many years will we overcome the losses in the airline?
You know, first you have to invest to get the passengers back. I think this is the number one goal which we have. Of course, PIA has lost many passengers to Emirates, Etihad and Qatar. And those passengers we want to get back. And when we have done this, I'm very positive that we can get in the black figures again. In March, April, we had operational profit already. And this is good. So before interests and everything, but the operation... we will show the figures, but we had an operational profit in those months, which is very good. A little bit also because the fuel price is down, which helps us, definitely helps us all the airlines, but operationally we had a profit. Out of two reasons, our costs and of course our revenue was much better.
The airline is in profit then?
Yeah.
Did you set any goal in terms of making this organization profitable in coming years? Like, did you set any goal for how many years it take?
You know, I think 2016 is like a transition year. Many changes have to be done. The people have to understand what we are going on. I think this is also one very important point. I'm investing a lot of time in communication with our staff. Our staff, we have very good staff, but we have to tell them where we want to go. We have to tell them what our goals are, what our ideas are, and what we expect from our staff. This is something what we have to do. This is in 2016, but 2017, we should not only have operation profit in some months, we really should have a profit in 2017. This is our goal. Many. Seems to be very interesting to talk about PIA.
Naseem Siddiqui from Actress News. As you mentioned in your speech that you will be taking care of the things inside the plane, most of the Pakistanis, they love to fly by PIA because it's a direct airline,
Yes.
directly.
Yes.
But most of the passengers, they have shifted to Qatar Airlines, Etihad or Air. Because as you mentioned that the seats are very bad, airplane, and the staff understand that they don't have time for the maintenance. The flight is coming from Manchester, in 1.5 hours it's going back to London. And the entertainment system, it's
Yes.
totally collapsed for
Yeah.
the last 6 years.
Yes.
So you must be this one.
And what's the question? No, you described our problem, you know? Exactly, this is our problem. Therefore, I say the best way is to have better aircraft, yeah, which have new seats, which have a new IFE system. The problem is, for our IFE system, it's about 10, 12 years old, and sometimes you don't even get any spare parts anymore for it. Yeah? Therefore, we made a clear decision. Don't invest in old things, look in the future. This is something I really would like to see, I would like to share with you. This is one of the first things I said. Don't look in the past. You know, when I came to PIA, I shared this story with everybody. Every meeting started in PIA, you know, PIA brought up Emirates. Nice, but this is over. This was 20, 25 years ago. We have to look in the future. Yeah, we cannot live from the past. We have to look in the future.
Ram from Sama TV.
Sorry.
Very, you have seen the protocol culture in PIA.
Yeah.
And in the past, there was a lot of things happened just because of political protocol. Passengers have to suffer, flight delays, not internationally, domestic, especially in Pakistan. This is normal in domestic flight for PIA. They give too much protocol to politicians, and end of the day, passengers always suffer. Have you had any planning to get rid of this protocol culture?
To be honest, I don't see this. As I said before, we have improved our on-time performance, and for me or for us, it's more important to transport our passengers. And this is what we do. And we also have very clearly said, for instance, our staff is very nice sometimes. They like to wait that if someone forgets his laptop at the security point, we wait. And we changed this. We don't wait anymore. We want to fly on time. I think you were first. Sorry.
First of all, thank you. I'm very glad that you've been served 38 years in Lufthansa. And you are paying more attention on the higher classes of the aircraft. But do you have any knowledge or do you know about it that besides the PIA, are they introducing any other line in Pakistan?
There is Shaheen and there is AirBlue.
No, international other airlines which will be beside the Shaheen or other AirBlue?
No, there's
Only PIA?
PIA. There's PIA. And what we try to do, with what I explained, we want to have the premier service, and this is for me like a new brand.
So government is not introducing any other international service, which we start from B?
No.
No. Thank you.
I think now he was first. I'm sorry. Or you want him to talk first?
Yes, sure.
Come on.
No, please.
We can toss a coin, please.
Thank you. Athar Kazmi, BBC Urdu. You mentioned you will be hiring 150 new staff.
Yes.
Are you getting rid of any staff? And the second question is, you mentioned you will be leasing some planes from some airlines.
Yes.
Can you mention the name of that airline? Which airline you're in talks with?
Actually, we talked to this airline and we said we don't want to mention it. But you're from BBC?
Urdu, sorry.
Yeah, but BBC.
Yes, yeah.
The people in BBC are very clever, so I'm sure you know how to use Google. And it was actually already in the news, but we don't say it. If the other airline says, okay, I cannot do anything again, but we keep our promises. And when I promise to this airline that we don't talk about it, we don't do it. But when there are leaks in the other end, I cannot do anything about it.
Are you laying off any staff?
We have a very normal, how do you say?
Natural attrition.
Natural
Attrition.
attrition.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm German. Sometimes I don't. And every year, about 500 employees are leaving the company. Yeah, and we don't fill all those rows. And administration, we try to get down. We have to invest in IT. We are just working in a new ERP system, which is very important for us. This will change the work in PIA completely. Right now, take accounting, for instance. We still have a lot of people in accounting, which is nice. But in new IT systems, you don't need them anymore. But we will find solutions for this. But I think there is a good way of changing the people, and we want to have the people where we need them. And this is what we have to do. We have to get the customer in the center of our work again. Not us. The customer, the passenger, is the one who pays our salary, and we should do everything for the customer. He has to be in the center of our attention, and that's what we try to do. And this is what I try to talk to our staff. We say, PIA, great people to fly with. Every Friday I have a meeting with our crew. We make crew training, our stewardesses, our stewards, we have always trainings with them. And I always ask them, are we really great people to fly with? Look in the mirror. Are we? Or do we have to... Why are you laughing? But we really have to work on ourselves. We have to be the ones which make our guests, our passengers happy. Sorry, now he was waiting already.
No, sorry. Thank you. My name is Raza Sayyed. As you said in your statement that you are going to hire people from other airlines to train the PIA staff.
Yeah.
History tells that PIA made 2, 3, 4 airlines.
Mm-hmm.
And we trained a lot of airline staff as well.
Yeah.
Do we not have skills now or people to train our own staff?
Mm-hmm.
Rather than to spend foreign exchange other people, why not find the people from inside rather than buy from the others, airlines? What's the reason?
First of all, we don't spend money on this. We have an agreement with Qatar Airways, and we send some of our stewards, pursers, we sent to Qatar, and they made a training there, and it was for free. And I think what we have to see is that other airlines have developed it in the last 10 years a lot. Yeah, take Qatar Airways. We have to be, one thing, we have to be honest to each other. Yeah, we should not stay in our silo. We have to think what's going on in the industry. And when I may say so, I think PIA didn't look around the corner sometimes. And this is what we have to do. We have to learn from others. And take Emirates, take Etihad, take Qatar. They do a really good service. Why not learn from them? And our people later on can teach to our people, but we have to train first our people to the modern standards. And this is what we are doing right now. And we don't spend money for this.
Wadud Mushtaq from GeoTV. I'm just asking about, since you have taken the charge of the PIA, so what you have achieved till today, and secondly, what the bad effects do you think about the privatization in the PIA? And the third is, how do you restore the people of Pakistan's confidence, because they have fed up from Pakistan, coming from Pakistan, or they are traveling to Pakistan? So how do you restore their confidence?
I think most of the questions are answered already. Let's start with the last question. This we only can restore, like you say, when we have a good service. This is what we have to do. We have to convince our customers, our passengers, that we can do a good job. This is definitely something what we have to do. First question was Body-Day-in-Chief. I think I talked a little bit about this. One thing is very important, our on-time performance has improved. In the last 3 months, every flight from Lahore to England left on time.
On 9th of July, the flight left after 15 hours from Lahore to Birmingham, just 2 days ago.
Yeah, not 2 days ago, but in the last 3 months, all the flights left on time. We even had a long discussion with London Airport, London has about, how many airlines? 85 airlines flying to London Heathrow. Last year, we were number 80 in the on-time performance, or in the arrival performance. That's not good. Now, the airport tells us, what happened to PIA? How come you're on time? So we really have improved. Yeah, and also I come to, and also the service on board has improved. The feedback which I get is, yes, the people are more attentive. We are not yet where I want to be. I make this very clear. There's still a long way to go, but we have to invest in hardware, and we have to invest also in the people. We have to tell the people again why they are in the aircraft. Not that they fly, they should do a good service, and this is what we have to tell them. I get this question quite often about privatization. To be honest, if you look around in the airline industry, there are airlines which are absolutely privatized, and there are airlines which are state-owned. Some of the privatized airlines are doing good, and some are doing bad. Some of the non-privatized airlines are doing good, and others also don't do good. I think this is something we have to find out what is the best way for PIA. On the long run, I think there is a good chance that there will be an investor in PIA, but we have to see how this will come. For me, as CEO of an airline, I don't care if I'm a private airline or if I'm state-owned. The passenger is a passenger, and we have to treat the passenger with the best way it's possible.
So there's no bad effect?
I don't think so. I come from an airline which was state-owned for many years and was privatized. It was both good.
Do you think PIA is doing better than Air India at the moment?
I didn't fly very often with Air India lately.
Because we often heard from the Indian nationals that
Yeah.
Air India is the worst airline.
Yeah.
How we say about PIA.
Yeah. I think you can understand that I don't want to comment about other airlines. I think what Air India is doing is not bad. They have invested a lot of money in new aircraft. They have a brand new fleet of 787s, which is something which is good. This is something we also would like to have, but to be honest, I didn't fly. I flew with many airlines in the last 2 years, basically with all the big airlines of the world, but not with Indian Airlines. So I better not make a comment about this.
Do you think that the flights which goes and leaves on time,
Yeah.
the credit goes to the station managers of the stations?
It goes to the team. It goes to the team, and
Who runs the team?
the whole team has to work together, and this is something what we are working on it. I don't want to say that we have done it already, but we have changed things. For me, one of the most important things is that we work together and not in silos. The captains are also part of the team. Actually, they are the leaders of the team in the aircraft, There's a clear order right now from me that the captains, before takeoff, they have to make an announcement. They have to talk about what's going on. We have to communicate much more with our passengers. We didn't do it in the past. Now we do it. But it's teamwork. There's not one single person. We all have to work together. We all have to try to become a better airline.
So we can take you as a new captain of the PIA?
Yes. Or coach, whatever.
Just quickly one last thing. Being a non-Pakistani and working for an organization like PIA, which is very prone and vulnerable to political interference, political machination, do you see yourself at a slight disadvantage, or is it an advantage? And what is your threshold for political interference?
Political interference, I don't really see it. I see a lot of help. Since I'm with PIA, I had 3 or 4 meetings with the Prime Minister already. And to be honest, he really wants PIA to be better. And this is a good statement. And I'm really happy. And I think this is a lot of, not headwind, what is it? Pushes us. It pushes, it's pushing. And that's good for us. That's really good for us.
One last question.
And one more thing. Even as a German, for me it's important to do a good job. And to be honest, I like Pakistan. I was in Pakistan the first time in my life in 1983. And I had a chance to travel in Pakistan, and it's a beautiful country.
Was it any special reason for today's conference? We might have missed it.
The reason was that we are here, and the reason is that we are planning to get new aircraft, and hopefully the aircraft go in the air very soon, very soon. And as I said before, our goal is to have London as the first destiny. The first flight should go to London Heathrow, and I think then you will see a real improvement of PIA.
And special event for launch? Journalists?
There will be definitely a special yes.
Any special discount for journalists?
We just learned we have to make money,
Things are getting better.
Excuse me, sir. Number of aircraft, about 7, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Number of aircraft you are taking are 7?
No, right now we are talking about 3 aircraft.
How many new planes are you going to run this year? Used or plain new?
We're working on it. We were working on it.
Yeah.
You are working on it,
Yes.
but it's not decided yet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hildenbrand.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the interest.
Sir, is it possible can we have a separate sort of... just one...